Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to the stream of Plane Shift. Yes, I'm back. Sounds a bit fishy, huh? I know. I know, but we like fishes, no? Yum, 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 yum. We like fishes. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah. We have a picture of the day. So I have to recap. So I've been away for about a week, right? So I have to recap a bit where we were with this fishing thingy, right? I have to check. So fishing number 2. Let me see. The fishes, huh? We had all these different fishes, but then wasn't there also another version of this? No. This is the latest. This is the latest because he has this fish, the carp fish, right? The carp fish. Yes. So, was there a fishing number 1? Yeah, fishing number 1 was this. Okay, so let's try to analyze what we have to do. Right? So this list is a good list. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good list, but it is a good list, right? So that is the mapping of the existing fishes to the new fishes somehow, right? Which I care, but we can also change the names. I don't think is a real problem. I think we have enough fishes, right? Between these ones and these ones, I think we have enough, right? Because even if we only use these ones, like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, maybe even without this, which is kind of a duplication. So we have 9 different fishes, and I think if we tier them, by like common, uncommon, and rare, I think 9 is already kind of a good number. So anyway, hello Hula, hello dotted fish, hi. So this basically is done, right? So yeah, our assets is like 3 fishes, very low quality. So the first is find new fishes, right? And I would say that this is why here the font is all weird, huh? Find new fishes. We were not using this font, huh? We were using what? System or no idea. What font is this? It's a very large font, by the way. This one, Consolas. I don't know if this font is a great font, by the way, because it's taking a lot of space. but I would say, I mean, Arial is way more compact, right? Maybe even too much, but anyway. So find new fishes. I think find new fishes is done. We found new fishes, right? We analyzed our fishes. We found new fishes. Now the categorization is not done yet, but we will do sooner or later. The other thing that we have to do, we have to basically decide on the skeleton, right? I mean, I would like to have a common skeleton and common animations, right? So because I don't want to create for every fish, right, a different. Oops. I would not like to create for every fish a skeleton and different animations, right? So I think the skeleton should be probably 1 or 2. Like a fish that is that long probably will require 2, like this pike fish, right? Will probably require a different different skeleton because it will have more bones, right? I guess. Unless we want to move, we want this guy to move very, I mean, a bit stiff, right? So maybe 1 or 2 scales. So that has to be done. Then after we do this, we have to weight all the fishes on the new skeleton and then test the animations, right? In terms of importing this into Unreal, pretty much all these fishes are imported in Unreal. But well, I mean, some are already in Unreal, like this one's at the bottom is an Unreal package, but this one at the top are not. So I think we have to import all the fishes. Then we will need icons, right? We will need icons for all the fishes. So when you have them in your inventory, actually they show the proper icon. I mean, the icon can even be derived from this picture, actually. Right, so it should not be too hard to create all the icons. Then we need to, yeah, we actually need to review the, we need to review the fish animations, right? At the moment, I think we have the fishing animation. So like the reeling up, you know, and casting the rod and this kind of things, right? So we have some, but I think they are very basic, and probably we can do better than that. I don't know exactly how, but we can do better than that. The other thing is, I will change the music. The other thing is, if you want to have a line, right, attached to the road, I think we would like to. I mean, the line and the, how do you call the floater? Do you call it the floater? How do you call it? Fishing floater. How do you call the thing that stays in the water? I think you call it floater. Float fishing planet. Dropped rigs. Dropper is called dropper. How is this thing called? Bobber stopper. Float. I think it's called float. Bobber. Sometimes it's called bobber. Floater, float. Okay, I would say it's probably called float. Fishing floats. Yeah, I think it's called float. It's called a bobber. Hello, Salty. How come? It's called a bobber. I like bobber. Bobber is kind of a funny name. Because he bobs left and right. Bobber. It is called floats, but fishing bobber. Called for fishing floats bobber hook. Yeah, it's also called bobber. Floats or bobber, float bobber. Okay, anyway, whatever. We will call it bobber. So the question is, do we want a bobber and do we want a fishing line, right? Fishing? Do we want a fishing line, right? I think we want, but if we want, then the problem becomes how, right? Because consider that our water at the moment is not colliding, obviously, because you can walk in it. So we will have to create a separate channel, I think, just for collision with the bobber and the ability to actually show the bobber bobbing. Bobbing up and down, right? So that is something that I think we have to do, and I think would be very nice. The other thing that we need to understand is when you are in fishing mode, if you can actually move or not, right? My suggestion would be no, because otherwise it's too complex. So I think we should disable movement while fishing. There should be a way. I don't know if we disable it as soon as you cast. Do you say cast? Do you say cast the rod or the fishing rod, or do you say? Sorry, I'm not an expert fishing. Flick or swing the rod. Casting a fishing rod. Their control. Yeah, cast. I think is good. So I would say that we should disable on cast. So you cast the thing, and then you cannot move your character until you reel up, right? You pick up the bobber. I think we should do that, right? I think we should do that. Now to cast. Now, instead of doing all of this, I'm extremely inclined to buy something from the marketplace, right? I don't think that I should reinvent the wheel. I don't want to spend a week, inventing how to do this. So unless it is costing 200 euro, and then okay, maybe we don't do it. But if he has a reasonable cost, I think we can buy something. Like, for example, this fishing system, right? Fishing system. In reality, the only thing that I really need, because we already do this, right? So we already have, our character can already fish in game, right? But it doesn't show the line, it doesn't show the bobber, and I think it's a bit of a pity, right, that it doesn't. I can show you how it looks today. How it looks today in game. I need to go to a place. Wait, I need to go to a lake to fish. I need to go to a lake to fish. So do we have a lake? First small lake, large lake. Crap. Sorry, I need to drink something because my throat is not collaborating much. Okay. Glue, 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 glue. Fuck, I hate this bug. I hate this bug. We will fix it. Ah, much better. You cast the bait. Okay, you cast the bait and hook or lure whatever is attached. There's a crab in your throat? No, 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 not fishing yet. So if I go here, right, there is a lake. There is a lake, right? And I'm inside the water. Yes, we don't have an effect for the water moving, unfortunately, but anyway, we can make it one day. So if I stay here, right, and then I use my, wait a second, because I had this for a test actually. I need to delete some stuff in my inventory. My inventory is always a mess. I don't know why. My inventory is always a mess of stuff that I don't need. Okay, I think like this is kind of fine. So do we have a rod? Do we have a fishing rod anywhere? Otherwise, I will spawn a new one. I remember I had one though. I have a lot of containers. Why we don't have containers with different pictures, so that would be a bit easier, you know, to actually search the stuff. I have to create different pictures for different chests, color ones or whatever, so people can organize their inventory better. But anyway, we have a fishing rod, right? Oh, there are frogs. There are frogs in this place. Is the fishing rod under items or no? Is under tools something? Is under tools fishing? Oh, we have a whole category for fishing. There is only one. There is only one item, which is this one, which is the fishing rod. Fishing rod and reel. And reel. This thing. Okay, so if we spawn one in my inventory and I put it in whatever hand, that one. I think if I think I can put it in both hands, but the animation is only. I think we should restrict this thing to be only one hand. And probably we need the bait to be in the other end, right? So a bit like it's one-handed. Holy shit, it cannot be one-handed. I think we should do the same thing we do with the bow, right? So that with the bow we have the ammo here and the bow here. I think we should do the same with the fishing rod. So you move the bait in your left hand, and he uses it like an ammo, right? Like if it was ammo. Okay, at this point, I just right click. How it works now, I just right click, and if this area can be, I mean, if you can fish in this area, this icon appears. If I do it in a place like this, well, maybe this is too close. Holy shit. You should not do it. Why? Okay. So we have a fishing location so big. What is this? No, it's not this. Is not that. I think it's natural resources, right? I always forget. Is it resources? Is it natural resources? Is it what? Oh fuck, I never remember this command. I never remember this command. Resource, no? Yeah, resource display. The show it doesn't like. Resource display. Resource without the S. Okay, that's the circle. Wow. Okay, the circle is insanely big. So yes, it is going also below the ground. You see this this circle, right? It is so big that it also goes below the ground. So basically you can fish here, which obviously makes no sense, but you can. Hopefully people will not fish there. At the moment, we can restrict the circle. But anyway, right, you see that he's actually doing the wall animation. So he's doing the oh wow, ranked up in fishing, easy. So it's actually basically doing the wall thing automatically now, right? So you cast, you hook whatever, and there is actually a crafting book with instruction to make them. Yeah, we will have to change it significantly. It will be significantly different. I don't understand why it's reeling from the wrong side. Oh, I got a carpfish. Oh, nice. I got this. Yeah, all the pictures, we are gonna change them. Why is reeling on the wrong side? I don't understand exactly what is going on. The animation is a bit weird. Okay. But then it's doing that with the wrong hand. I mean, it's wrong. I mean, it's wrong anyway, if you put it on the left or on the right. Anyway, that doesn't really bothers me too much. I mean, it's kind of fun. But obviously, if we have a line, right, and if we have a bobber, the position of the hands will make a difference. This means that for different races that have position of the hands in different angles, it may actually be a problem now that I think about it. It may, yes, it may be a problem. Yeah, I don't know what is the proper position for fishing basics, casting, you cast the bait, you said.
I'm Chuck Pippin. I'm going to teach you the easiest and quickest way to learn how to use a bait casting rod and reel. It's pretty simple, but there's more to it than just putting your thumb on the spool before your lure hits the water.
I believe.
There's a lot of choices when it comes to bait casting rods and reels. With a Muse Black rod, 7 foot to sea, with extra fast I just have an 8-inch trick worm on here with a 1/4 ounce weight. When you're first starting to cast, I would stay away from some of the baits that don't throw very well. You don't want a real big heavy bait. You don't want something like a spinner bait because they tend to catch the wind, or something real light like a fluke or a soft cult to catch like a or baits are a little easier to cast. We're going to get into the best settings for your reel. Everybody likes braided line. Everybody likes fluorocarbon. Spool anymore. Pro bait casters, turn on. You want them spooled up to about 1/8 of an inch out to the edge of the spool. Let's get into the settings. When you first get a brand new bait caster, when you first take it out of the box, you got it full of line, you put on your brand new rod, you have no idea what you're doing. Most reels these days come with either a static brake. Ones, I would turn that all the way up to 8 or 10. Typical brake, use out of the box. If you have a 13 foot there, all the way up to it's about the same on when you push. Very important. When you're casting, you want to have one of your fingers on the trigger. A lot of people when they're casting like to put that trigger right here that's on the bottom of the rod between their index and middle finger, just like this. As you get used to casting, I usually fish like this between my last 2 fingers. I just kind of leave my hand here and pull it back. Whatever's more comfortable, it doesn't matter as long as you have 1 finger, 2 fingers like that split on that trigger right there. For demonstration purposes, when we're casting, I'm going to hold it between my index and my middle finger here. As soon as you push that button, it's obviously on free spool. If you let your thumb off the spool, your bait's going to fall just like this. What I'm going to do, as soon as you push your button, your thumb's already on here. You don't need to put a death grip on it, but just rest your thumb on the spool. I see a lot of people when they're first...
Okay, so he's keeping it with his right hand, right? And then he's reeling up with the left. That is what this guy is doing, and I guess is the right way to do it. So basically you do it with your right hand, right? If you are right-handed. If you are left-handed, I guess you do it with the left. So this is actually the right position. The reel is also in the right side, but for whatever reason our animation is mirrored, right? Yeah, and I think we use the mixed ammo animation widget. Is exactly that one. Is exactly that one. So basically the animation needs to be mirrored, right? Because you see that is doing this with the right hand while he should do it with the left hand. We can mirror it. I don't remember how I did it the last time, but there was a way to mirror the animations. Wow, I'm leveling up in fishing like a boss. Did I took a note on how to mirror animations or not? No, I didn't. But there is a way in Unreal Engine to do it, and I did it. So as soon as I mirror animation, yeah, we have to mirror it on the other side because at the moment it's broken. Mirror data table. Yeah. I think I did that. You just need to know what is right and what is left. By default, I think he knows. So and maybe I already created a data table as well. No, I don't want to do it in animation blueprints. Because this guy is doing it at runtime, but I don't want to do it at runtime. I want really to save my new animation. Because I remember I did it permanently, right? Not just on the fly. But okay, we can also do that. But I think it was a simpler way than that. Okay, anyway, we have to we probably have to mirror this animation so is correct, right? Or to find a new one is the same. But then when he is fishing, so the the position is a bit stupid, but anyway, it's reasonable, but it's a bit stupid. But here you will have the line, right? Okay. Yeah, probably we need different animations, but fine. We would think about it. So I was trying to understand if we had anything in the... Where is the marketplace thingy? He closed? No. Fishing system. 72 euro. Ay, 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 ay. This one also has fishes though. Which, by the way, I think they are the same ones that we have, but... Okay, let's see if there is a demo. Usually these guys have a demo. No, they only have videos. PT. They don't have demo. 72 euro without a demo, bad idea. But anyway. Wait, can I... What? It's so annoying the way he moves. This video is made in the most stupid way ever. I mean, it's basically impossible to see what it's doing. I don't know. I mean, how can you make a video like this when you are selling something? I don't get it. At this price, that if you get fish to eat. I mean, it's so hard to see. Okay, I see it on the left. Okay, this thing sucks. I will never buy something like this. Never. They cannot even do a freaking trailer explaining what the thing does. GG. I know already at the end I will have to do it myself, but I'm just trying, you know. I'm trying. I'm giving the marketplace a chance. No, not the advertisement. Okay. He has very weird fishes in the pool, but that's fine. He has like small manta rays. Okay. Okay. I just want to see the line. So he's aiming somewhere. Okay, and then he has that line which is like shaking like crazy left and right. Oh my god, it's so bad. I mean, not that I can make it better, but at the moment I don't know how to make it, but it looks so freaking bad. No, I understand the aim, but I think it's much better to have an aim on the water surface instead of having an aim like this. I think an aim like this is super annoying. I think we want to have a marker on the water. Which, by the way, would be completely useless, but it's just a, I mean, you know. Okay, also this one anyway looks pretty bad, I have to say. I mean, the line is not too bad, but it's following the fish. We don't care. I think we don't care about follow the fish, right? So the only thing I want to do the line, the bobber, and then a bit of a mini game. But I don't want a real fish to swim, right? I don't think I want a real fish to swim because it becomes too hard, right? If we have to put all the fishes there swimming and you have to pick one, then the rarity is completely GG, right? So I think you basically don't see what's under the water, which is pretty much how it works in reality, right? I don't think that you are in reality looking below the surface of the water and deciding which fish to catch. I don't think it works this way, right? So in reality, I mean, this one looks also pretty bad, I have to say. First person fishing minigame. $14. Video. $14. Nice. Yeah, you basically have to press keys. It's not bad, actually. Maybe because finally you can see something in the video. I didn't understand exactly how it was casting. So there is a bit of a splash. So let me just analyze it, because this is what we have to do, right? We need the line. So he has the line basically stiff at the beginning. Let me go like 0 point something speed. 0.5 speed. Okay, there is a bit of a weird transition, but that's fine. So you have the line, pretty much fixed, right? And then what happens? He throws it, and then basically there is a spring, a kind of a spring between, but it's going so far, and in reality it's not, right? But anyway, you see, you have a kind of a spring between this and that, and then it goes down. And then, okay, there is the mini game. Then there is the mini game, which is well centered between this and that. And then you get that. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much what we have to do. We just don't have to do it first person, but pretty much that's what we have to do. Okay, then he has the fish amount, and he has the... But doesn't... I mean, all of that we will figure it out separately. I think it's not too bad. I mean, to be 14 euro, it's probably... I mean, it looks better than the other ones, actually. Simple fishing component. Simple fishing component. Video showcase. Playable demo. Oh, finally, bro. Freaking finally. There is a smart guy. No! Oh, okay. We can put it under... we have a new drive, but I don't want to create another Unreal... What was it, under D? Why don't I have any real projects here? I have it in C and I have it where? In F? In G? Ah, in G. A real project 5.4. Okay, a real project 5.4. Okay, we got this thing. Wait. We got this thing. No. Oh fuck, I lost it. No, I see. Okay. We can extract here. Simple fishing demo. Okay. Allow, what? Allow access. E to fish. E. I liked it. Okay, cast strength, hold. Okay. And alt to stop. Pretty cool though. Yeah, the reel is a bit brutal, I have to say. Is this a 3D line? What is it? What is this thing? Are we getting any fish or not? Or is just ah! Yeah, the reel in is really brutal. I don't understand what happened. Because the bobber went down. The bobber went down, but I don't know what to do when he's down. Maybe I have to click when he's down. I think probably it doesn't catch the fish. But anyway, it is kind of working. Shift plus escape to quit. Holy moly. What a special thing. Let me see the video showcase because maybe he explained something. Let me see if he catches something. Yes, actually it does somehow. I mean, it's simple, right? It's very simple, but it's not bad actually. I kind of like it actually. The fishing animations are pretty bad, but that's like normal. So when it goes down, I click. Sorry, I clicked randomly. Come here! I mean, but anyway. Yeah, it's not very smooth, let's say. It's not very smooth, but I would say it's not bad actually. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Simple fishing. Probably the fishing and the cast animation is probably even better than the one that we have. At least it's two-handed. But it doesn't reel up, right? It just moving this way. Which I guess is a bit weird, but it's brutal, but what do you think, guys? I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad. What do you think? I kept a bookmark to it. Fishing basics, fishing rod and fishing blueprint. Quick preview, setting preview. The first person kind of scares me a bit because there may be stuff that is not implemented properly. And also this one does not have a bobber, doesn't sense this, doesn't have any sense of the water plane, while the other one does, right? Which is what we need. So we need to have a sense of the water plane. Probably the water plane needs to be set with a specific channel, but that's fine. So this one I really don't like. Advanced fishing template. Oh, this one also has a demo. Ah, the demo. Holy, this one has the physics of the real, the physics of the line for real. Yeah, this also has the fish moving around, which I don't like. But it's attaching the fish to the fish that you get to the rod at the end, which is kind of nice. But yeah, he has physics. I mean, you can see that he has physics on the line. He has physics on the line. But pretty much is the same as the other, bro. Trick, 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 trick. Trick, 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 trick. I mean, on one side, I like the fact that you can see what you get, but I think we can attach. I think we can attach the fish to the end of the rod when you catch it, if we really want. The problem will be how to move the rod left and right. So how to move the end of the line. This one is not bad, but I don't think he's adding anything to the on top of the $14 one. But pretty much that's it. Fishing animations. Fishing animations. Fishing animations. Fishing sitting or fishing not sitting? This pool is very nice. This pool is actually pretty good. Yeah, that pool is very, very nice. This pool is very nice. Because he's also reeling while pulling, which is good. can get this. I really like the pool. The pool I think is very good. While in our simple $12, 16 euro thing, the pool is very bad. I mean, we can do it. Maybe we can modify it a bit, right? We can put it in Blender and modify it if you really want, but yeah, this fishing animation pack I think would be needed. I think this one is kind of needed. I have to watch it again, but I would say it's good. I mean, I don't care about these ones, right? That you are sitting or picking the rod from the ground. That is completely useless. Also fishing, sitting fishing, I don't think is really needed. The only animation that we really need is this one on the left now. I mean, is this pool. Where is it? This one on the left. And this one is also nice, how he reels up, but I think that this one, yeah, exactly. This one is the one that we need, pretty much. The rest is completely useless. The cast is pretty bad though. Look at the cast. The cast is this one, right? It's pretty bad. It's like throwing it very close, and it's very fast. Then I have this one for the bait. I don't know. I mean, they're not bad. So let me think again. So if we get this one, we have the cast of this one is so how is our cast? Let me see. I think our cast is pretty good actually. Our cast is very good. I think our cast is probably even better than that one because it looks very very smooth, right? I think our cast looks great actually. Yeah, our cast looks better than everything else. The problem will be how do you because if you want to choose a place on the water, right? Let's say that we want to choose a place on the water. How does the character then rotate versus that, towards that, so that it looks normal? It looks like that is really pointing there. Because what is the guy is doing it differently. So basically, based on the rotation of your character, it's just putting the it's just throwing it forward, right? So it's not that you are selecting a point. You are not selecting a point on the water, right? You are just throwing it in front of you, which maybe is enough though. So the pieces that we need to line trace, basically we need to line trace on the surface in front of you at a certain distance, right? And we need, I think I like the fact that you can throw farther or not, right? I think I like that. So by holding, you know, the cast strength, this thing at the bottom, this cast strength I think is very nice. I like it. So basically you are casting in front of you with a certain strength, so you can go far away or not. And then you wait. And I need this line. The problem is that this line is really one piece, right? That's a bit of a pity that this line is not multiple pieces. That is very annoying. That is very annoying. So how do you do that?
The rope or a cable, and also how to simulate physics to make it work like this. So let's jump right in and get started. Ropes and cable to get the plugins and things. You can see that it already has the physics effect, and here by selecting the components you can move the end location of your cable.
What?
To make more advanced and complicated things. In order to make a simple rope, all you need to do is to type cable here and drag the actor into the scene. You can see that it already has the physics effect, and here by select.
Do we have a cable component in Unreal? Really? Do we? Or is this a plugin? I mean, if you already have the cable component, because the cable component, I mean, the line is what I don't know how to do, right? I don't know really how to do it. Maybe we should create a project for it, but let me just see. Oh fuck yeah, there is a cable component, boys. There is already a cable component. Ah, this is very, very good. Ah, this is very nice. Okay, so let's test this video. Let's test this cable component. Let's see how much space I have on D. 162 gigabytes. Okay, I think it's reasonable. Where is my Unreal Engine for compiled? Wait a second, because I don't remember. Because I have two versions. I have the downloaded one. Okay, this is our engine. This is the engine that we are actually using at the moment. There is a cable component, boys. Well, I mean, if there is a cable component and we already have the fishing rod and the animation, I just have to attach the cable and line trace on the surface of the water. I think it's very doable. I think it's very, very doable. What? What did he say? That we were missing a number of... Do we have a problem with the... Okay, fuck it. But I don't have 5-4. Huh? Because I have it compiled with... wait a second, I think I have it in debug or something else. Unreal Editor... no, I have this one. Why didn't like me? Hey, we only have this one. Why is complaining we are missing stuff? If I create a blank project, is it gonna complain? Yeah, it's complaining anyway. I don't understand exactly why it's doing this, but we can it's like if I compiled something. Maybe I compiled something long time ago and I'm a bit scared to compile here, but development editor because I think if I did do I mean, it's already built. Another build is already in progress. I don't think so. I think it's still loading it. You see that he has a small hourglass. Yeah, it's still loading it. I cannot build it until it's loaded. The problem is that building may take forever. Hello, Video Nomad. Hey, thank you for the subscription. Yes. Thank you. Hello. How are you? Okay, I think it's loaded now. I mean, if we start building from 1 out of 6,000, I will stop it and we will do it with maybe 5.3 that I have downloaded. I think I have a 5.3 downloaded fresh. I mean, fresh meaning from the launcher. Yeah, this one EU 5.3. I think this one is. I also have a 5.4 by the way downloaded. So we can run this one in case. I wanted to run mine because, you know, everything should be already built in theory. That is kind of an error here, I don't know why. I don't know exactly what is going on. Because I changed XML node. Yeah, that's possible, but it was a long time ago. You know what? While he's running, because it will take a bit, we just use the other version that I have here. Let's do this. So we can continue while he's doing that. I mean, obviously, maybe It will not be super fast, right? But because there is a compilation running in the background. But let me try to launch this editor. This editor is not compiled, it's just downloaded, right? I don't even know what version is it, but anyway, it's a 5.4 something. Now we will see soon what version is it. Ah, it's 5.4.3 downloaded. Okay, fantastic. There is 5.4.3 downloaded, so actually we can do it here because it's fully compatible, right? With the version that we have. Still, I would prefer to have this running, right? But it's fine. We can use this one. It's 5.4.3, which is exactly the version that we are using. Now, I don't know if you want to have physics on the cable, but I think it would be nice. Even if you don't move, it's a bit pointless, maybe. Okay, this one started while the other is still compiling. So let me try to do the same thing I was trying to do, which is to create a third-person phishing test. Yeah, there was XML node. You see that it's compiling XML node in the background because that change I did to compile my project, and probably I did it only in debug mode. While there we are using a development build, and so in development build is not, I mean, he has to recompile it, so that's probably why it's doing that. Okay. So let me say this cable actor, right? We actually have a cable actor. Oh, wow. Very cool. Now, okay, let's continue the tutorial of this guy, which I think is interesting because he will explain us some stuff.
Selecting the components, you can move the end location of your cable.
Ah. How? Static mesh. Ah. I mean, it's a bit brutal when you are moving it because I guess I don't know exactly why. So because we will have to move the end location, right? So this will not move because this will be on the rod, right? But this will have to move. So if he's moving so brutally, it's definitely a problem. I mean, if every time you reinitialize when you... Which is a bit weird, right? Attach start, attach end. Attach start, should we fix the start to something or leave it free? Attach end, should we fix the end to something or leave it free? If false, attach end location, use the initial location for the cable. So if I do this, it will fall down. Okay, it will fall down. The problem is... I see. Attach end to reference actor. So if I attach it to this, very nice. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. I mean, it bubbles a bit, but I think it's good that it bubbles. The only thing that I don't understand is how many sections, right? You can probably choose the number of sections. Yeah, number of segments. So if you want, you can go as low as like 3 segments, right? 3 segments will be obviously a bit brutal from the point of view of, well, actually 3 segments is not doing anything. Why? Why 3 segments? Mass 35 kilograms. If I do 90, what difference it makes? I mean, why is not doing this? I don't know. Cable length 100, 600. Because every probably because every piece, you know, so now is 3 pieces, right? Now is 3 pieces. Probably the length of the piece was lower than the overall length for whatever reason. I mean, obviously 3 pieces is very, very little, right? But I'm just testing. It is 4, it is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think 10 looks very, very nice. And consider that our cable will be way simpler than this, right? I don't know if he's using a mesh. Let me see. Static mesh. No, wait. Material. I think there is steel probably. No, it is a metal material. Metallic car paint. Yeah. I mean, obviously you can see the lines, right? But how do you? Let me try to understand the so attach to end, right? So we are in this section, we are in this section here. Component name, reference actor, end location, cable length, nuance, solver iteration, substep time, enable stiffness, use a substepping, enable collision, cable force, cable gravity. If I do 0, does it float up? Oh wow. There is 0 gravity. So it basically floats. If I do -1, it goes down, it goes up, I guess. Cable gravity scale -1. Yeah. So you can have it like a balloon if you want. That's pretty cool. You can have inverse gravity. Okay, cable width, right? Cable width for us will be very small. Yeah, it would be something like this. Right? It would be something like this for us. Very, very small. I mean, visible, but barely visible, right? And I think it will be white. I don't know. Yeah, probably. We don't have a white material? What do you mean? There is no white material. Fuck. Okay. It's still compiling, by the way. New material, yeah. Fishing line material. Fishing line material. Color. Maybe not white, but gray white. Okay. Specular metallic 0, specular 0, roughness 0.5. I think it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, on this background that is all gray, right? It doesn't really. We can also make it. I think the white probably is the best solution. I think that probably white is the best. Because I think the gray. Hey, white is a bit of a punch in the face. It's a bit of a punch in the face, actually. I don't know. I think the color is tough. Color is tough. I mean, it can be gray, but if you go too gray, it looks weird, right? I don't know. It's still very, very big, right? Compared to a character, I think that this is still super big. Right? But at the same time, you should be able to see it otherwise. But it's still super, super thick, right? It's still super thick compared to a character. Maybe we can make it transparent, but I think if we make it transparent too much, it will just disappear and you will not see it, right? So cable length, number of segments, solver iterations. Where was these sides? I don't know. I missed the sides. Wasn't the component? No. Cable force. Cable width. 2 units. 2 units seems to be pretty small, actually. 4 sides. I mean, 4 sides, meaning that it's kind of a square. Yeah, it is a square, actually. We can do 3 sides. If we do 2 sides, what happens? If we do 2 sides, it's not gonna work. So 3 sides, I would say, is the minimum. With the sides of 1. Can I go lower than 1? I can go lower than 1. But then, if I go lower than 1, this thing is basically invisible, right? If I go lower than 1, I mean, this is how actually it should be, by the way. But it's so small that I cannot even select it anymore. Cable. I think we will probably keep it at 1, even if it's a bit stupid because it's too big. But I think that if you go below these sides, you will not see it, right? I think we will probably use these sides. Now, you can still see, mainly here, right? You can see the... because it depends on the length. So will we have to change the length at runtime or what? Because it seems that this thing is not, right? I mean, it's not changing the length, right? The length, I mean, this thing is, if I move it, like I'm moving it now, right? It's not really changing the length, right? Okay, I will color it blue or something just that we see it, because otherwise we don't see it and it's annoying. And then we will change the color in game. Let me just change it to blue or something. Okay, so that we can actually see it. Otherwise, okay. Yeah, still the light is doing his work though on this guy. I think the light is doing his work because we still have the specular a bit. Well, we have 0.5 specular. We don't have a lot of specular, but I think I can go a bit higher with the roughness and a bit lower with the specular and see if it's changing less color. Yeah, probably yes. The color is changing less, so yeah, it's attracting less light, and so yeah. But the point is, when you cast it, right? When you cast it, we will have to increase the length, and I don't know if when we increase the length, this thing is still gonna work, or it will just reset itself, right? This is what I don't know. You see that when you move it, it's basically invisible. I don't know why, but when it moves, it's pretty much invisible. Like if it's not rendered properly. Maybe it's the background. I don't know. On this gray background, you know, we are losing it a bit. We are losing it a bit, probably because it's too small. Did this thing finish or not? We got an error. Anyway, we are using this. Yeah, we have to test what happens if we increase the length. I want to see if it's okay. Meanwhile, it succeeded. Okay, so we recompiled everything, so we can use also that version if you want. I think we can code some. So let's do this. Let's see what happens at runtime, right? Let's see what happens at runtime if I'm moving this. So I think that this guy, I will actually have it move constantly. So probably what we do, we create just an actor. Yeah, let's create an actor that is the bobber. And this guy needs to move, so we'll call it the bobber, okay? And the bobber for now will be a cube. I know it's not the best, but for now we will have this cube, right? And this cube, I need it fairly small, yeah. So this bobber, as soon as he initializes itself, right, it will just move. It will just move continuously, right? So to have it move we can do it in the tick. Now, probably is not the way we will do it, right, in game, but let's put it here. We can have two variables like left and right, or even yeah, maybe in the begin play we initialize a variable with the original position, right? And then so let's do this. Starting position is a vector, right? And the starting position will be set at the beginning with the actor location, right? Well, get and not set. Get actor location, please. What? Huh? What? Hello? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so get actor location. So we do this. Then I think what we can do, we can get the starting position and we can just move it by, I don't know, 1 unit or something to the X and the Y. Right? We can add like 1 unit every tick. I mean, in theory, we should do it delta second. Okay, fine. But we can multiply by delta second, so it's not depending on the FPS, right? But it's stable. And then we will set the actor location. Why is not? If you drag a line, it's not doing it. Okay, fine. We will set the actor location to be this, right? So we don't change the Y, we don't change the Z, we only change the X, and I think that we will probably flip-flop when we reach the end. We probably so we can say going right, right? Going right will be a Boolean, which by default is whatever it is, and if our new position, right? If our new position is, I don't know, 100 or something, more than the starting location, so if our X, right, is greater than let's say 100, sorry, if our X minus the starting position, no, the opposite, X minus this X, right, is greater than 100, we go back, right? Right, so we will say going right will become true, right? And if going right is true, then we, instead of adding 1, we remove 1, right? So I will basically bounce left and right, right? So that's what I want to do. I want to have an element which is not the rod, but is the attached component, which is just bouncing left and right. This is what I'm trying to do. I think I need this one to be... Wait, I think I did a mistake. Oh wow, why you change color this way? Okay. So if it's true, we add we add to the current position, yep. If he's coming back, right, if he's false, we remove. Right? And then we do what? And then we do this in all cases. No, if it's greater than 100, we do this. If it's less than 100, if it's minus 100 or more, I mean or less, we will starting position x minus this thing. Well, minus whatever is the current location, right? Okay. So if this minus that is greater than 100, then we do this. Otherwise, if this minus this is so if I am at minus 100, if I am at minus 100 and I say minus 100, it will become 200. Starting from 0. What? If I start from 0, I add 1, I reach 100. This will tell me that I am, and then I'm going back. So I go from 0 to 100. Okay. So we can say that so if he's below 100, yeah, I think I can just do this. If he's below 100, I mean, we are going left, right? I don't know. I don't know actually. So the bobber, so if I place the bobber, the problem is that the bobber needs to be in 0, 0, 0 the way we did it. Because this is not the relative position, this is the... No, it's the relative position, because it's 100 compared to the beginning, right? Yeah. I think so. So do you think this thing will move? It's not moving at all. Why is not moving? Maybe move instantly and we don't see it. Yeah, that's very possible. It's very possible that it moves instantly and we actually don't see it. Let me put it there so we see if it's moving. It's not moving at all. Am I setting the actor location? Oh fuck, I'm not. Yeah, I am. He's here. Set actor location, right? Because it's not. Oh fuck! No. Sorry, it is wrong. It's just adding 1 all the time to the starting location. So we need a current location, not the starting location, right? Yeah, this is wrong. This is wrong. Oh my god, what I have to do here? No. No. Okay. Sorry, is the cap? Because if I do starting location, it will never. Still not moving, huh? Event tick, actor location, value x plus 1 multiplied by delta seconds, right? 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 and then I do, if it's different, and I set here my starting position, right? If I do my starting position minus this, if this is greater than 100, let me do 10,000 a second just to see if it's moving somewhere. No, it's not moving at all. Why is it not moving? Well, actually, it seems that it moved a bit, but just a bit. It is moving. Ah, it is moving. It's just very slow. It is moving, but it's super slow. Okay, 1 probably is a bit too little. Okay. So let's say 5. Let's say 10. So if I do 10 and then here I do 100, what happens? Uh, 100 is 1 meter, so very much here. Doesn't give a shit. Okay, but anyway, it moved. I wanted it to go back, but it seems that it's not doing that. If the current location minus the starting position is greater than 100, meaning 1 meter, right? We go the other direction. And at the beginning, beginning is false, right? At the beginning is false. So the beginning we do this. Because we never go. No, I think it's the opposite. Let me try. Please go back. I stuck forever. Okay. Yeah, but it stopped, but then it's dwindling between plus 100 and minus 100. So it seems that it's going back, but not enough. Let me do equal or greater. Let me do 50, so it's a bit easier. So it's a bit faster. I think it probably stays in that position. Fuck. Why is stuck there? Why is stuck there and it doesn't go back? It doesn't really go back. I mean, I think it's switching between right and left, yes and no, right? It's switching between yes and no continuously, so that's why it's doing that. Still, if we are checking a specific value and we are subtracting from that value, I think it should work, no? So why? What I'm doing wrong, guys? So starting from 0, he arrives at 50, and then at 50 does, yeah, 40.8, 50 point, 49 point something, and 50 point something. So is dwindling too much between the, so is, I think there is a logic error. The problem is that he needs to go back one day, otherwise. Okay, like this it go, but now we never come back. Yeah, he will never come back. GG. Minus 50. Well, I can do this. I don't know. I think at zero. I don't know. I think at zero was a bit weird. Bro, how can it be minus 50? It is at 50. Ah, no, sorry. Less than minus 50, obviously, not greater than minus 50. Okay, we have a better chance now. We have a better chance now. We have a better chance now, boys. Boing. Okay, so this thing is going back and forth forever now, which is nice. We can decide the speed, we can decide the but I think that speed is good. That speed is good. Well, maybe it's too late. Let's do a bit more speed, and let's do a bit more space. Okay. A bit more speed, a bit more space. Now I want to have my cable actually connected to that, right? No more to this. So attached to this guy. Not completely sure why it's showing what it's showing, but why? Interesting. Okay, I will make the cable a bit bigger so it's more visible. Okay, otherwise we go crazy just to understand. So the sides of the cable, let's make it 5. Okay, so I don't understand why if I attach it to that guy, I attach it to this. Why is not at the tip? That's a bit strange, huh? Why there is a relative position between this and this? I don't understand. So if I detach it, I move it, and then I attach it again. What is always keeping this like alpha meter, but my bobber thingy, I mean, I can do this. So it doesn't have a default node. Uh-oh, if I do that, it's GG. If I do that... better. I mean, it's not perfect, but... Okay, so now what happens? Can we have this window in a way that is actually visible, please? Thank you. I mean, it is a bit brutal, but it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. It's just at the beginning, you know, the initialization that is brutal. So when it starts, right, the physics are going, look at that, the physics are going all over the place. I don't know exactly why, but it's like it takes a bit to stabilize, right? But actually, I mean, apart from a bit of a distance, I don't know why it's not exactly in the right, why it's not exactly attached. It is attached slightly after, but I don't know, maybe that we can fix with the delta on the bobber. I don't know. I mean, I can move the cube. This guy is a cube inside, right? I could move the cube. I don't know why I should, because to me it makes no sense that I have to move this, but by the way, now I cannot do it anymore because I don't have the default scene in between. Yeah, correct. But with the default scene was going all stupid. Okay, let me see what other settings we have, because it seems that it's kind of working this way, but attach end to socket name. Attach end to socket name. I think it's pretty much this. No, I cannot have a socket if it's not a skeletal mesh. Okay. So cable length, number of segments. Okay, so now the problem is that the cable should actually extend, right? The cable should actually extend. Inertia conditioning. Inertia conditioning increase inertia when an object as long as NT and also when it's joined are outside the collision shape of the body. Center of mass, mass scale, sleep family. One-way interaction. This body will tread bodies that do not have flag as an infinite mass. Generate wake events. Update mass when scale changes. Resolve the collision. But we don't need collision. We don't need any collision. We need zero collision. If I do no collision, is no physics, or I don't need any collision of any type. The only problem is the initialization. Initialization is like it's stupidly wrong. So now if I go over the length, right, what happens? It just stretches, or like if the length of this is shorter, so the length at the moment is like 300. Like if I do 100, which obviously doesn't fit, right? And this thing moves, does it stretch or what? I think it stretches. Yeah, I think it stretches. Because here at 100 we are... so consider this is 300, right? There is 230, so we are pretty much already there. There is 190, so if I go lower, like 120 becomes a line, right? If I do if I do like 52, right? Definitely is shorter, but still you can elongate more than, okay, which is good. So it's basically stretching. Okay. So basically what I want to do now, I want to simulate the fact that yes, we start short. So at the beginning my thing is like this. Right. My thing is like this, right? But is the X position kind of the same or no? 1350. 1350. Yeah, they are results in the same line. So I would like to say that, you know, this stays like this, but then at a certain point, it becomes longer, right? And so I need a command on my character that is actually getting this thing. And okay, let me do this. So third person character, right? So I need a command here which is doing get all actors of class, right? And this will be cable. And then we just get the first one for now, just assuming that we have it, and GG. So this will be, what is this thing, by the way? Cast to player controller, enhance input, local player subsystem, add mapping context. Never seen that. Something new from 5.4. So we get this guy, right? And then here I want to set the cable, right? So we save it when our actor starts begin play. Then we will have a key, I don't know, whatever, key T. Okay, GG. T, right? And when I press T, what we want to take our cable and we want to increase the number of segments and see what happens, right? If he completely resets, that's a real problem. So I want to change the cable length and I want to change the num segments, right? Length and num segments. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Bro, I cannot change anything here. What do you mean? You stupid. Huh? Get attached actor. No, man, I need to change it at runtime. If I cannot change it at runtime, it's pretty much useless, this thing. What? I cannot change it at runtime? Are you stupid or what?
Behaving like a bunch with this not cable settings. Can play with the tiling by just changing to an object. Let's make two cylinders in our level to use them as some kind of a column and then attach our rope to them. And then I can see that point of the object. On the z-axis, making this, it will collide level. Alright, now let's go move when it's hit by our character, more interesting. And point of my cable to this, the final and actor 2. It's simulating physics very well. And now let's play the game, and as you can see, it's working perfectly. It's simulating physics very well, and that's how easy it is to make a simple rope in Unreal. But it has its own limits and it does not give you complete control over the rope. In the next videos, I'll go over a couple of plugins and blueprint assets and show you how you can make more advanced and complicated ropes and cables in Unreal. Thank you guys for watching, and
what is the next
video? If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Catch you later.
What is the next video?
To leave a thumbs up and subscribe.
He said in the next video I'm going to show you a bit more of ropes, but is it true? What is the one that we just watched? GG. Making control cables and ropes using splines in Unreal Engine 5.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another tutorial. In the previous video we discussed the cable actor in Unreal and learned how to use it effectively.
Yes.
Using it we made this simulation, and if you want to know how it's done you can click the link above. While it's a decent tool for many scenarios, it does have its own limitations. For example, it only gives you 2 control points and you cannot change the form easily in the middle of the cable. In today's video, I'll introduce you to a free spline tool made by Titkey, which gives us more control over cables using splines. If you're interested in learning how to create custom cables using these awesome tools, stick around and let's get started.
Okay.
To get started, click the link in the video description and visit Titkey's Gumroad page. From there, you
3 free spline tools for Unreal Engine.
can download the free spline tool file. Inside the file, you'll find 3 blueprints. One for deformable objects, another for non-deformable objects like fences, and the third one is specifically designed for cables and wires. Once
This
you have
seems to be
downloaded the
interesting.
file, copy it. Now let's open different functionalities. Okay, now let's start by simple will be duplicated along the spline. 3D modeling software along the cylinder in Unreal, it will look like this, which is not what we want. Also make sure the cylinder has some cuts like this to be able to be bent smoothly in Unreal. Export the cylinder and assign the cable exactly as you want. You can select a point, hold Alt and move to add another point. You can also control the last part. Let's open up the static mesh and assign a material to it to make it look better. To make a rope and
Yeah, my problem is
blocks and then as you can see, when I play with the spline, it does not bend the mesh anymore. The third blueprint in the toolset can be used to make cables between 2 points. In order to demonstrate how it works, I'm just gonna drag it into the scene and make a duplicate. Then here in the details tab, you can select the other mesh and it will create a cable between the connectors.
wow.
These are the connectors in the mesh, and if you want to modify them or you want to use them in different meshes, you should go to the blueprint and make some adjustments here. This is a pretty simple process as well, but
Yeah, but still,
yeah, and that's it for this video tutorial. Please don't
I think
forget to
this cable component is nice, right? Which is done with spline. But my issue is, how do I elongate the cable? Hello, Fana. Did I say hello already? I don't remember. Because this cable doesn't really have any properties, right? I cannot change the number of segments at runtime. It looks like. I don't know. I mean, it looks like this num segments, is not exposed for whatever reason. Telegraph between town. No, I need it for a fishing for the fishing rod. But yeah, I'm trying to understand what is the best way to have the cable actor, cable component, read only. Hey bro, cable component. Fuck, I can only get the segments. I cannot, I can't get the segments. I cannot set the segments. Ay, 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 ay. Why? Ah, wait. Set cable length. Set cable length we can do. Set cable length we can do. Okay. But it's not enough because well, maybe it's enough. Maybe it's enough. I don't know if it's enough because I mean I wanted to change the number of 300. Let me see what happens if I change the length of the cable on the fly, right? So the cable will be length, yeah, 52. And then when I press T, I mean, not now. Maybe now. Yeah. That happens, right? So it's not increasing the length. I mean, it's basically resetting the wall component. I mean, you can do it, but this will look... Fuck, you understand the problem? I mean, the problem is that we have... the problem is that we have a rod, right? We have a rod, and we have our rod, right? And the rod has a cable attached, but the cable should actually become longer because you are releasing, you know, from the reel here, right? So the cable that originally when you have it on the rod is maybe, and here is the bait, whatever, it is the bait, right? So maybe at the beginning is 1 meter or is half a meter, right? When you cast it, then we would like this to become, you know, way longer, right? Way longer and still stay attached, but have, you know, have the proper physics, right? So do something like this, right? Or maybe that's too much, but anyway, do something like this, right? The problem is that if I have, right, if I have this, let's say that this is whatever, 3 meters, right? So it is like 300 centimeters. Let's say that this is 300 centimeters, right? And at the beginning is like, I don't know, 50 centimeters. Right? The problem is that if I set my length at 300 centimeters from the beginning, the cable will do this, right? The cable will do this. I needed the cable to be short at the beginning, or even not existing. And then I need the cable to actually extend and reach the position, right? And this is what I don't understand how to do at all. Because I cannot, because if I change, because I tried here, right? I tried to change the, right? I tried to change the length, but as you can see, if I change it now, well, actually, wait a second. It was not that bad, actually. Maybe because it was fully. Let's say that every time that I press T, we increase the cable length by 50, okay? Every time I press T, we increase the cable length by 50. Actually, it's not that bad. Actually, it's not bad at all. It doesn't reset the... It doesn't reset the mechanics, right, of the thingy. This is not bad. This is actually not bad. Okay, let me try one thing. There is the bobber. There is the bobber back and forth, right? And then we need another bobber, which is the bobber cast, right? And the bobber cast, it doesn't go back and forth. It just go one direction forever. And I need it to go quicker, definitely quicker. And I need it to go for way more, right? So we'll pay, instead of 100, will be 1,000 probably. Wait. What? Okay, so now that will go way faster, which is obviously... Yeah. It will go way fast. I think it's doable, boys. Because if I extend it, you see? I'm extending it now a lot. It kind of works. I think it may be good enough. I think it may be good enough, boys. So let's say that with T I extend and with R I subtract, right? Right? Oops. And with R I subtract, right? I mean, 50 is not a lot, but anyway. So You see that now I increased a lot, but I can shorten it. Right now I'm shortening it. Exactly. And now I'm increasing it again. Yeah, I think it works, guys. I think it's good. I think it's good. I think I think it's doable. This way it is doable. I think it is doable. We just have to time, time the length properly with the distance. Yeah, in theory it could be calculated directly. It could be calculated directly here. Okay, one thing that I don't like is the what is that? It's made all of pieces. Oh my God. What a shitty blue. Anyway, that's the blue that we have. That's the blue that we have. What a shitty blue. It's okay. So I'm pressing R and T. I'm pressing T now. T. Now it's bouncing a bit too much, but I think we can change that, right? Because that's a matter of physics. So we can decide that this thing needs to bounce less. I hope there is a stiffness, add a stiffness constraint to the cable, use sub-stepping, cable forces, cable gravity, 1, physics, linear damping, drag force added to reduce linear movement. Yeah, exactly. I think we should let me try to increase this drastically, like 10 times, and see. How was there was a way to have an object follow a spline or not? I think there was, because our idea would be, you know, to have a spline which is actually the cast, right? But how can I decide the distance? Can I modify? Huh?
Hey guys, and welcome back to lay that path and have something follow it, as you can see here. Now, as you won't notice on your actual point like this. So this is what we're going over today, you've done it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to actually create the spline in which we can draw out a path for this cube or your object to be following along. So to do that, we're going to right click, go to Blueprint class, and create an actor, and I'm going to name this spline path BP, as that makes sense for me, but you can name this whatever you want, so it could maybe be patrol. That is all we need to do. Now obviously if you want this to be a road, you can actually add a road starting method. You just cut, great way to do. This is going to be fine for me. We click, go to Blueprint class, create an actor, and I'm just going to name mine cube BP, as I don't have anything else to actually follow it. Then here, we set up the actor and get into level, so it overlap and event our spline path BP. So now we have easy access to the spline that we're going to place down inside of our level. Right click and add object. And that's essentially what we're doing without having buttons, just so you remember. Yes. We're going to drag this in, so we're going to get it to 5 seconds. At a rate on move like there. Get that. And out of this, I'm going to set the play rate, which is what I just mentioned a second ago. This is going to go into the move object here, and the new rate will go into the divide there. So again, 1 divided by the time to complete is the play rate for our timeline, so the timeline then plays however long we want it to here. So again, you can changing the play of our timeline. We're going to double click our timeline to open this up, change the time to complete at the beginning, then right click, add key. Now auto it again, it's just going to constantly change. It'll be a bit nice and simple. Yeah. I'm just going to move it down. And out of this, we're going to get spline up. So we can go at the return value here to point B here via this alpha. So it's kind of this timeline up if that's something you think you'd find useful. So A is just going to remain as 0. So that's going to be the beginning of the spline, so 0. And B, the end of the spline, is going to be the total length. So it could be 100 or whatever it actually is for you. Multiply our value here. So we want to use split the structure pin. And the location and rotation, just in case, is a very useful. Then what we're going to do is change the return value here. The coordinate space being
Okay, is this guy. Is get location at distance along spline. Okay, good. Good. Fantastic. Now the only problem I will have is
path. So I'm going to start it here, and now the way to use splines is you need to try and select this end of the spline here. So you can just click it like so. Then if you hold down left alt and drag with left mouse button, you're going to create a new spline point, and I'm going to draw it out like this. And so you can move it about here, then you can drag another one out, then another one.
I don't understand how he's doing this. So the actor contains the spline with one node, and then at runtime is, well, not at, yeah, and then in the editor is basically creating but right. What?
The way to use splines is you need to try and select this end of the spline here. So you can just click it like so. Then if you hold down left alt and drag with left mouse button,
It's not doing it. Huh? Because that's the point. Ah, why they are all separated? Why? Why doesn't create a new... Fuck. Please. No, it doesn't. It doesn't create a new... It doesn't create a new point. Why it doesn't create a new point? With Alt? Ah! Why? Please. Ah. Because it's not inside a blueprint. Because this guy added it to a blueprint, right? Come on. No, this... Yes, inside the blueprint it does it. Why? I have no idea, but inside the blueprint it does it. Outside the blueprint it doesn't do it. Okay. Fine. Fine. Um. Okay. We can do this. I have to think if follow spline is the right way, but I think it is actually. This time to complete. But okay. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. One divided by that, okay. And then he's adding just what? He's adding a timeline, huh?
Timeline.
He's adding a timeline because he wants the thing to go. And then he's just doing 1-1, right? Come on. Okay, he's doing this. Right, he's doing this. And
Bottom here. Here. And I'll change this.
Move object T. So what was move object T? Ah, it's my timeline. Okay.
Every single instance of
It's
play
a bit late,
here.
guys. I have to go.
So set play rate is very important. I'm just going to be so different speed. So the speed here, compile, say location.
It's fine,
of
we
where
do it
that spline
linear.
is, and we have it here. Work does is again numbers timeline.
Okay.
You've got the start. You've got the begin. And the alpha is, so that A is just going to remain it.
The B is this. Okay.
Location, input the distance, the proper locate. Of where the distance is on the spline. So again, it's going to be moving along the spline. Okay.
Okay.
It's in that distance and update the actual location of our. So I'm going to drag out so, and actually I'll move these.
Also the rotation. Okay. I don't think we need the rotation, by the way, in our case, but fine.
Down, that doesn't look as good. Amount of seconds which we've set, and rotation of our object path. The way to use spline.
So, okay. Okay, it works. So, I just don't understand the scale. Why the scale is wrong? Ah, because the transform. No. Let's get the scale. Yeah, exactly. So we don't want to change. We don't want to change the scale, right? So now, if we have our thing, right, instead of following this bobber here, we have it followed. We have followed this bobber here. So this bobber here we can remove at the moment. We don't care, right? So now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It doesn't work. Oh no, wait. Okay. Yep. Fantastic. Okay. I will remove the other because it's confusing to see two boxes going. So, okay, so now if we have our spline, so if I have my spline like this, and what? If I, oops, well. So obviously all of this we will have to create pretty much at runtime, right? But I think we can do it. I don't fear the, I don't fear that. I don't fear that. I think we can have or a predefined spline, like I have now, or we can just create it at runtime. I don't think that's a problem. I think we should believe that we can do it. Now we will increase the speed, right? So at the moment the speed would be pretty wrong, right? But it's just to say that my object will now follow this spline, right? My object will follow this spline and the right? Ah, yes, the only problem is that the gravity going up. Oh, fuck. So here I'm adding length, right? I'm adding length. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the problem is the gravity. The problem is the gravity up, right? Because when you throw something, you obviously put some force. Okay. I mean, it's not that bad. So let me do the T. Let me do the T. Add a bit more so I can actually. Let me do the T. Add 1 meter, which is a lot. Is a lot. So it will be a bit rough, right? But then we can do it. We can do it. Yeah, I have to add way more. I think it's very bouncy. Can we have it less bouncy? Why is bouncing so freaking much? Is it but yeah, but basically, you know what we could do? We could have, now if we want to have different the only problem is if I make it already long, right, it will not work, right? I mean, if I make this cable already like 10 meters long, it will just go underground. That's the problem, right? If I make this 10 meters, you know, it will be like this. So it will look, yeah, exactly, right? So this is why this is why the cable needs to extend while we are throwing it, right? Which is fine. I think we demonstrated we can do with the length, right? So we can do it. Now this thing will be very fast, and but why this freaking cable? So let me try to do it. Let me try to do it fast, right? 1 second. Uh-oh. Didn't follow shit. Why? Uh-oh. Because it changed and so is no more valid. Oi, oi, oi. Well. How many meters this thing needs to be? You see? I mean, it's kind of working. It's kind of working now. It's following it very, 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 very quickly, right? And at the moment it's not extending, right? So at the moment it's already long. And I have to say that probably now the what did I do? Come on, can you select that, please? Thank you. Probably the trajectory is not really the best trajectory at the moment, right? Probably needs to be. The only problem is that we will have to change gravity, because when the cable is going up, right, the gravity, yeah, you see, it's not. Okay, but then you know, when the fish will actually eat the bait, right? This thing will move a bit, right? Will move left and right somehow, right? Will move left and right to simulate the fish moving, right? And you will be able to retract the cable, right? You will be able to retract it, and then we'll move the thingy back, right, while the fish is still moving. And this is where we have the mini game, right? And we have to understand how to do the mini game. But I think in terms of just having the rope kind of working, I think that is working. Now, if I make the rope smaller like we wanted to do you think it's gonna look okay, or is basically invisible, right? So if I do a cable of 1, what happens? Nah, cable of 1, basically you don't see it. Cable of 1 is nearly invisible. I mean, it should be the way it is, right? But cable of 1 is really too small. I think this is actually how we should be, I think. But when it's moving, you completely lose it. You don't even see it, right? You don't even see the cable. That's a big problem. Yeah, you don't even see the cable. When it's moving, you don't see it. It's like blended with everything else. I think it's like when he's standing still, I think you see it, but so to make it visible, but I think it's a good system, no? I mean, I think it looks fairly good. I mean, if we shorten the cable and we make it longer, like now, you know, yeah, you see, if I make it longer and it's size 1, we basically. Also, if you can make it bounce a bit less, I think it's bouncing too much. I don't know how to have more stiffness on this thing, but I think it's possible. I believe it is possible. One of these settings, I don't know if it is linear damping, angular damping, I don't know. Enable gravity. If I remove gravity, what happens? Oh my god, it goes left and right like crazy. Yeah, why? Why is bouncing so much? I don't want it bouncing that much. Why is it's doing more calculation than what we need. Look at that. Is there a mass or not? Center of mass, mass scale. Mass scale 0.1. I mean, the mass should be like nothing. This thing is not. No, I think the gravity we need to enable, otherwise it's going crazy, completely crazy. Why now is going left and right like a madman? Because I added angular damping. Damping, sorry, damping, not damping. I'm still doing that. I don't understand why it's going left and right that much. right? Considering is my trajectory wrong? No, my trajectory is not too bad. I think it's probably due to the length, right? Because now it's very long, and so, but still, I don't understand why. I don't know exactly what happened, right? If I lock the Y, that doesn't care at all. Why is winging left and right like that? I don't know. Something happened. Probably it's the mass. He's still moving a lot. I don't understand why. I think before we had it shorter, right? Because now it's very, very long. So we had it shorter, and so when it's shorter, you don't see the left and right much, but still it looks like there is a slingshot, right? Anyway, I think that the cast is not the most important moment, because if you cast it and the line looks a bit messy, I think it's kind of okay. Like that, right? The important point is that when he's here, the length of the cable, let me add length, right? Yeah, the length of the cable is actually proportionate to the distance, right, between the beginning and the end. So that should always be the case. So basically this object should always, yeah, I think in the tick of this object, we are going to calculate the distance with this guy and then just make the length proportional, right? So that is all, yeah, exactly. This is what we should do, exactly. So it can be done inside this object directly, or it can be done, yeah, probably. So we will have, so basically when we cast, we will have to spawn the line with a bobber, then decide the end point, which I think will be in front of you based on the strength that you want to put into the cast, right? So you will have like a bar at the bottom, which is the strength of the cast. And then we will have to adapt the length of the line based on the distance from the player to the bobber, following a spline, right? I don't know if I can actually change this spline. I don't know if I can actually change this spline on the fly, but pretty much that is the idea, right? So that based on the distance, right? The problem is that you have to change pretty much the whole spline. Or we create 3 or 4 splines, you know. Or we, yeah, because I think the follow spline is the easiest, right? But imagine that you are casting very close, right? I will need to have another spline, right? I cannot have the same spline. So I need to have another spline with different sides, right? Right now, Can we create the spline? Can we create the spline at runtime? Probably yes. Because the spline is a very simple object, right? It's like 4 points. So if we calculate, I think we can calculate the points, right? We can calculate the points based on the strength that you put in the casting, and we modify the points of the spline with the only constraint that the end point needs to be on the surface of the water, right? And that will be a bit tricky, right? Because you can be inside the water, so you can be low, you can be high. So we need a smart function that is basically changing the spline based on your position and the end position. But I think it's doable. Or you know, we put it as a curve, but I don't know if that's a good idea, because a curve I think will be much harder to follow. You know, at the moment this bobber follow spline is just saying move on spline, and is basically finding the location, right? So that is the mathematical function that is actually finding the point on this line, right, on the spline. So it's finding this point. Can we do it mathematically instead of this? Well, probably we can, but I don't think it would be very easy, right? I think it's easier to just modify the spline so that this thing goes right in the right spot, and the cable is following that. Yeah, I think we are kind of close. I don't know how easy it will be in our game, but all of this will be client side, so I think that actually other players will not see you casting the thing, because if you want to make this multiplayer, for real, so that you see the line of other players while they are cast, I think is not very easy, right? Because all of this will have to be replicated and will be a mess. What we can do maybe is to have the spline at the end, right? So when another player is fishing, you may see this, but the spline will already be in place, right? Without the animation of the cast, I think. I don't know, I have to think about it. Maybe we can also make it multiplayer, right? But remember, the multiplayer is I mean, it will require some tinkering. Okay? So I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue this tomorrow. If you want to follow on, you want to click follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. That would be nice. Also, we have a Patreon site, and remember that all our socials are on our website here at the top. So we have a Discord, we have a YouTube, we have a Twitch, a Reddit, an X, the Twitter. So you can go in any of this, and also remember that our game can be downloaded. If you want to play it, the server is up right now, and you can play it right now on Windows, Linux, and Mac. See you, boys! Bye-bye! Bye!